Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Carolina Panthers. A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten, and we're off in Week 4. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Down. 25. We'll go 25 to Mike. Express. Your lane.
Wide.
618. Hey, exit. Hey, 25 to Mike. We'll go 25.
On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
All day, baby, all day.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Let's put that team on the bus.
Shotgun now for Carr. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. It's caught. Jones. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down.
Down. 25. 180. We'll go 25 to Mike. You ain't going nowhere.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At their 48-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. Check, tight right. Solo out there, check the outside.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Hey, 25 to Mike. Hey, Raider 2. Watch the run.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. On the draw, Richard.
He's coming.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Too fast, baby.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw with Carr. And Jones has it over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Yeah, baby.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. From the gun, it's Carr. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. It was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Excuse the mic. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Check 31. Check 31.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And some room to work.
I got him.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Now, that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after them, because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all.
Right to the 3. Not here. No. Off.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early and give you the first score. And then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script, I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
We got it. Check 26, check 26. Topper. Shift.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
It's 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down. It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here's Newton. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Back deep, Antonio Brown. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Carr completes it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Watch the run.
From midfield, here's Carr. Open man is heard. It's complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Carr gives to Richard. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check, 59. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Carr. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. He will push his way down to about the 14. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a first down on a gain of 10. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Jacobs. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. To throw his Carr, rolling to his right. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Burst by him near the 35. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
He's checking.
Here's McCaffrey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, yeah!
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Newton and Olsen here with a connection. 15 yards on the play, first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first.
Hey, Mike, 51. Quick 20. Kill.
Now a first down throw for Newton. This complete left side to Aguilar. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Raiders 31.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Kill. Turn up. Turn up.
Here's Newton. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On now, Graham Gano. He's hit from 63 as recently as last year. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
From the gun, Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
You crazy. You crazy, boy. You crazy.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And this one is right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Switch.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. Space to maneuver at the 40. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Go. Go. Out.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down. So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line.
Check is creeping. Check 4. Check 20. Pick the edge. Come. Hey, watch the edge.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll try the air now with Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 28.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. Newton, meanwhile, here connecting with McCaffrey. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about run.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been threes.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line.
Let's go.
They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Play action. Now it's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a carry for Jacobs.
Run to the ball. We got a runner.
The former LSU Tiger Dante Jackson on the stop.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Dante Jackson picks it. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Cam Newton all alone. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Extra point try good by Gano. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
At their own 18-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 50 yards. Well, hello. I mean, it took him a while to get him a rep, but that's quite an introduction to this game.
And not just hello. How about goodbye to the defense as he went past them? Big-time run on his first carry of the game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the ground, Richard. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the 29, Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it. And now look at him go. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Touchdown, Panthers.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was...
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
McCaffrey on the counter. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13.
The mic. Check 52's the mic.
You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better.
3rd and long. It's Newton.
You got tight right there.
Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Man open left side is Brown. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Keep playing hard.
A good pickup there of 22. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Down. 180. Mike's 50. 9. Watch the screen. Pass.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Check. 59. I know he ain't got it. Check safety. Check.
They'll run with Jacobs.
Run.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my